Hello, you beautiful people. My name's Casey Sports. Welcome back to the West Ham save. And we're coming up now with the latter half of this season. I'm quietly confident. There's a part of me right now. So it's been a little minute since the last episode, and I have been thinking, and I feel so like there's a little bit of me that really does believe we could sneak our way into achieving something here. Definitely winning one thing. Maybe we can win a couple. It's what we deserve. At least that's my feeling. Is it's something we do deserve. I'm on these records right now because, funnily enough, we have a new favourite personnel being Anatoly Trubin alongside Scott McSauce. And that kind of interests me. The reason that's a spoiler. And the reason why I looked at it is because we're not. And I was in the records like, is this something? So McTominay's got the highest average rating. You'll see there, 7.36. And then Trubin's down here with the most clean sheets. But for example, Bowen's not in, even though he has the most assists, the most player of the matches, all that stuff. He's not part of like the favourite personnel or club legend, any of that. Very weird little thing in terms of like stuff here. There's nothing that would tell you like, oh yeah, that's why so and so is in. For example, Petr Rakov scored more goals than McSauce last season. He's not part of it. I don't know. I really don't understand how that works and how we're not part of it, and that's most of it. I'm just jealous. So let's talk about the transfers. A big one right now. Thomas Suchek is joining Villarreal at the end of this season. Obviously, we won't really see that. But yeah, this is the last of his spell. Amazingly, only 31 years old. Has been at West Ham for 8 years. He's always felt like a bit of like a late 20s type of player. But no, he's only just 31. But there is some big things. I'm going to face about the incomings because I just can't ignore it. You probably saw them just then. Jeremy Frimpong. He is our new right back for £65 million. That was his release clause from Bayer Leverkusen. And if I'm being honest here, he's probably one of my bigger panic signs. If I'm being completely honest, he is obviously a very, very good player. But he he isn't the type of player usually I would sign. And a lot of his stats kind of maybe oversell him. Is that like the right way of saying it? But we signed him for 65 million because I needed a right back and I didn't know where to go, and I was thinking in my head, I need this type of player. You know, I was obviously harnessing back towards the days of João Mario. I knew we couldn't afford Pedro Porro, and I was thinking that type of player. Jeremy Frimpong popped up in my head. I saw I could get him for 65 million. I went, deal. Signed him 195 grand a week. And everything just clicked very quickly. And he joined basically immediately. So hopefully he does well. He has already played a couple of games for us. You'll see his ratings there. But that is our big signing. And as you already knew, we did have... I've just realised, why haven't I done this so you don't see spoilers for signings? I guess I don't really care if you see spoilers. Like, you see so-and-so's being signed, and it's more the excitement of, here's who he is, here's the stats, etc., how much he's getting paid. So that's why I don't really do it. Anyway, Merih Demiral. I really like Merih Demiral on FM. He has been, in real life, not utilised and not playing to quite the same level. And, of course, moved to Saudi Arabia this year in real life. Since then, he had a couple of very good seasons for Al Ahly, moved back into Europe and joined Barcelona, where he essentially hasn't played, and we've snapped him up, and now we're going to go face Barcelona, where maybe Demiral can pull something off. And I've signed him because he plays the two roles we really need. His speed, his strength, and of course, the height is the main things with our centre-backs. We try and keep them very physical so they can be a good threat from set pieces, utilising like toward Prowse and Bowen to the best of their abilities. 28 years old, very, very cheap signing for a very solid centre-back who can operate on that right-hand side if so needed. And as for the players sold, as you probably already knew, Nayef Aguirre has gone to Al Fateh. He wanted to leave. I think his contract was up at the end of this season. So, after a couple of very good... I'm so sorry for my cough. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go get some water. Okay, hopefully the cough's gone. So yeah, we all knew Nayef Aguirre was probably going to leave. His contract was coming up, and he has been an amazing servant for us. I'm gutted to see him go. Of course, that second season, he was unbelievable. But the last two, he's barely played. When he has, he's been pretty good. But yeah, it was time for him to leave, and he's gone to Saudi Arabia. Not much money at all, but it has opened up some registration spots. Our other great centre-back, Anel Ahmedovic, has also left the club. He has gone to Al Ali. He left for £17.5 million, not much at all. Another player I'm gutted to see leave, and it's weird because he has essentially never really played for us. He was never a starter. He was always one of those players. I think the closest example I could kind of give is like I'm trying to think, kind of like when like Barcelona like Cesc Fabregas, or City with someone like not Ilkay Gundogan, someone a little bit worse. Do you know what I mean? Like Liverpool with Shaqiri. That's a good shout. Liverpool with Shaqiri, where he never really played. He was always the backup in case of issues, but he was a great player who you never wanted to see go. Divock Origi's another one who you could always rely on when necessary. But yeah, he's gone to Al Ali. I am really upset because I do think he had the potential if he had the game time and wasn't. If he didn't join the team that already had to Debo again and then continue to improve the defence, he could have been a starter and he could be a key point to this squad. He will absolutely thrive in Saudi Arabia, I know that much. And then the other, obviously, the big one, Scott McSauce has gone also to Saudi Arabia. All three players have left the continent, and he's gone to Al Sadd, just unbelievably good player. That shadow strike of all that he found himself in, his height, everything about those physical stats. There was a point really where he was our key player. He slowly started to fade out as we did improve our offense and we made the team a little bit more quality driven rather than kind of vibes. And McTominay was very good in that weaker side, and you'll see obviously his time at Leeds last season again, he had a great year with them, like that last half a season. He's very good when the team needs him, but when it came to the fact that we had more technically gifted players, he did just really fall off a cliff. And the guy who he replaced, like, overtook him again. It was a beautiful little ping pong game between him and Kudish. Of course, that means that over the course of the season, when you look at kind of like the big sales, we have completely reset this squad. Saleh, Diaz, Samu, DePaul, Hackney, Ahmedovic, McTominay, Emerson and Aguirre. Outside of Rodrigo DePaul, all of these players were key for us at one point. Saleh, maybe not so much. He only had one season with us. But the end of last season with Diaz, such a special player, Brahim. Samu, he was the chosen one who just never quite hit the levels he should have. And even for Napoli, he's not getting much game time. But I love everything about this player. It's exactly what I like out of a footballer. And I'm gutted I never got to utilise him to the best of his ability. Hayden Hackney was he was the star boy, the big signing. Again, I'm gutted I maybe didn't develop him more, and it's why I'm excited to do a bit of a longer term save, because we were so dead set on improving quickly, and we kind of left realism a little bit behind after the first sort of 2 seasons. Hackney is one of those players who, had we have had a longer run, we could have really developed him into a true wonder kid. Him and Samuel, I think, are our 2 biggest misses. Ahmedovic, a similar one. McSauce, a club legend. Emerson really kept us so strong for like the post Cresswell West Ham. He was so good. You look at these 2 years off the bench and starting, he just perpetually performed, 7 assists in only 14 starts back in 2024-25. Clearly a very, very talented player. And again, not all that old, 32 years old. When you think back to, of course, his time at Chelsea, you also had, of course, Roma. He went on loan to a couple places. Very good player, and it's kind of surprising just how good he was for us. And then obviously finally Naya Aguirre was a really key player for us. Also, down here, the likes of Divine Mubamba, who had that start of the year with us, and clearly a very exciting youngster, but for some reason it just never hit off for him, and his best times was kind of that first season in the Cup and stuff. And yeah, brand new team, £350 million thereabouts spent on 9 players, a lot of these guys in on fees, a couple loans. We've completely reset this squad. It's fascinating, and that is exactly why I feel like this has to be the chance. We've done everything as a manager and signing and everything. There's nothing more I can do. I've spent all the money I really can. I've bought in every type of player I want to. And right now, we are at the worst point we've been in about 2 seasons. So how did we get here? Well, we left off at that 3-2 loss to Chelsea. The Lille Abada story continues, and of course, we are getting ready to prepare for that second leg. We learned a lot from that game. Hopefully, at home, we can really show Chelsea what we're all about. We'll continue on. Another poor performance, a 1-0 loss to West Ham, and we didn't really threaten at all. And post this game is when we brought in our new right back, Jeremy Frimpong. And it was a nothing game against Ipswich Town in the FA Cup third round, and I tried out a 4-4-2 formation. It went terribly. Good performances from the defence, Frimpong, Trubin, Christensen, Torres. Up front though, wasn't great, and it was a 0-0 draw against the League One opposition. But we would end up winning 4-1 as we moved back into, I think it was a 4-2-3-1, maybe a 4-3-3. And we won 4-1 goals from Kudus, Ferguson, Prowse and Johnson. And now we need to plan, as we're going to face Swansea, Barcelona, Swansea and AC Milan. 3 huge cup games to prepare us, and 1 game off screen as we then go straight into Chelsea with Leicester up next. So you may see some transfers happen, but we're definitely going to see at least either us go through or be knocked out of 2 competitions. We're not knocked out of, we could be, hopefully not. So the squad, I've not really looked at it too much, but you'll notice there's a few issues here with fitness. Victor Christensen cannot play. Ousmane Diamonde is not entirely fit. So Mary Demiral is going to come in. No, he's not. Jean-Claire Todibo is going to come into the side. Bowen out for Fabinho. And Ward-Prowse. I'm going to play something along the lines of this. No, 5 at the back. I'm going to play 5 at the back. The more and more I think about it, the more and more this is the correct decision. So, Trubin in goal, Aitnori, Torres, Demiral, Todibo, Frimpong is our back 5. Fabinho and Ward-Prowse in midfield 2 with Kudus, Ferguson, Bowen as our front 3. Obviously, we have a very strong bench. Our most expensive signing ever, Brunane. We also have Petr Rakov, our top goal scorer, and Florian Wirtz, who is the star of the show, all on the bench. A lot of potential here. Christensen and Neves can come into the side, though they likely won't be utilised. And yet we need to use that back 5 because more than anything right now, we need to ensure that we aren't giving away sloppy goals. And this is the formation I like to use when I don't necessarily feel like we're the best team in the world. So this is going to be a very long episode, so tuck in if you'd like, get some food, have a drink, put me on in the background, whatever it is. But if you're doing any of that, please make sure to like and subscribe because it kind of helps. It helps me know what I'm doing right. I don't care if you like or subscribe. I'd love if people would leave more comments on kind of thoughts with this team. Of course, transfers will still happen after this episode. So you've kind of got a very good idea of the team. We've got about £25 million in the bank. So don't worry about naming players, but positions and who to sell, who needs improving on. For example, obviously, right now our left wing has always been our weakest point. Is Kudus our star man? Should we really be using Fabinho as our main holding midfielder? Or tell me what you think of this transfer window. That's a big one. Obviously, a lot of great names for this club have left, and we've signed in a lot of players for a lot of money. Do you think I made the right decision? Would it have been better to stick with the team that got us all the way last season and we fell at the very end? Anyway, it's Bayern Munich on Kimpembe. Lamine Yamal, off the post. Big chance there from the youngster Lamine Yamal, who was, of course, someone we nearly signed, as was Presnel Kimpembe. If you remember, it was between him, Pavard, and then Todibo. No, Ahmed Ozic was who I went for instead. Yeah, I think I'm at my best when I've got a little bit less money to work with. When I have too much money, I sign big name players and put them under too much pressure. Speaking of big name players, Jeremy Frimpong fans, Bowen, Ferguson's in the middle, great save by Ter Stegen, Kudus is there at the back post. The question is, was Evan Ferguson onside? It looks so. They're not even going to VAR. Mohamed Kudus pops up with a goal. 4 seasons he's spent with West Ham, and he's always felt like he needed a breakout year. This could finally be it. We are 1-0 up against Barcelona, and that leaves us in the league table now, back immediately through to the round of 16. That's the goal, to not have to play these playoff rounds. We need to get in the top 8 of that league position. However, Barcelona coming back, they don't want to give up all too easily. Pedri goes for goal, which well wide Trubin let that one run. 1.3 XG, pretty much all Kudus there. Lovely game planned by us, and I'm hoping we're going to be a bit better sitting back. Medi Demiral on his debut against his former team back in Catalonia. Yet again, he pretty much didn't even have to fly to us. We may well have just signed the contract in Catalonia. Kimpembe, he's on the ball. One of the men keeping Demiral out of the squad. Here is Balde inverting. Very interesting from Balde, but a beautiful block. Demiral clears. I was getting flashbacks there to the Bayern Munich game. If you remember from those years ago, that overlapping run of Upamecano. That stuck in my head. I don't think I'll ever forget it. But 1-0. Barcelona definitely knocking on the door, though. We don't want to give away this lead through some sloppy defending. Pau Torres, Demiral. Ferguson. Kudus. Now, am I correct in saying Jean-Claire Todibo also played for Barcelona before moving to Lille? If so, that means all 3 of our centre-backs have either played for or against Barcelona at some point in their career, so this should feel a little bit more familiar. Fabinho, of course, formerly of Real Madrid. Pedri still coming forward, though. I'm too busy talking about that, and Gavi just wide. I think we're going to have to make some changes. Fabinho struggling with fitness is going to come off for Thomas Souček. Also going to bring off Ward-Prowse for Neves. And my final substitution for now is going to be Ferguson off for Petr Rakov, our top goal scorer of the year so far. I believe top goal scorer last season as well. There's no reason not to try and utilise him as much as we can. Bowen lack of fitness means £100 million man Badruddin Bunani can come on, and you could argue our team has just gotten even better. The only point where you could argue our team got weaker was Souček on for Fabinho, but Souček's always got a threat from set pieces, and Bunani steals the ball, launches it forward looking for Kudus. Easy there for Koundé to collect. Frankie, Gavi. This is some really nice football. Barcelona definitely not on the door. Neves bring him down, but it falls to Lamal anyway. A cross, and Daniel Rodriguez makes it 1-1 with only 15 minutes left. And it's an absolute heartache. 15 minutes left of the 90. This is a lovely pass here from Pedri. And Lamine Yamal. So easy there. Beautiful pass. That's a very, very good goal. I think we're going to have to make our final change, and Kurdish will come off for Gonçalo Borges. Koundé. So I'm just going to take a quick drink of water. No. Oh. Barely had time to swallow before I had to scream. That's not a thing you thought you'd hear on an FM save. Neves taking the set pieces. Replaced Ward-Prowse, and that one skims the top of the goal line. Sorry, the goal net. Only a couple minutes left. The league table. We're not actually seeing it all game. I'll have to check it very quickly. Pedri, Balde just breaking through. So effortless. Araujo. Over the top, Daniel Rodriguez. Headed away by Pau Torres. Frimpong. Neves can't get there ahead of Javi Guerra. Frankie. Oh, great save there by Trubin. That's why he is the best goalkeeper in the history of West Ham United. Big statements, but I honestly believe he's the best goalkeeper in the world right now. Souček launched it forward to Borges. This is a counter-attack. There's no way you can keep up with Gonçalo. But can any of our players offer some support? It's pulled back to Stegen, punches away. Neves can't collect. And the mouthful to Daniel Rodriguez. This game's wide open right now. And the highlight immediately ends. Fuck you. Gone attack, and I feel... Oh no, Daniel Rodriguez already has one. Looking for a second here from a corner kick in Messi territory. And Anatoly Trubin couldn't deny it. It went to his side. He was already committed. Heading to his left. Oh my god. Heading to his left. And what a beautiful goal there by Daniel Rodriguez. You'll have to have a look at who he is. So, 21 years old. Signed from Real Sociedad back in 2019-2020. Has spent the predominance of his time here at Barcelona B. And this is his second ever appearance for Barcelona in the Champions League. His third in all competitions this season. And yeah, he doesn't look like the most amazing player. We have been completely torn apart by a nobody. A huge breakout moment there for young Daniel Rodriguez with a double in just about 20 minutes of game time. I can't believe we've thrown away that game, and I really hope that's not a sign of things to come. As I say, this is some of the most important parts of our season. We're doing 3 episodes in the space of a month because of how much big info is going on. So to just throw away that loss really does hurt. You can see here we are now in 12th place, and it looks pretty much dead set that we will not be getting into that top 8. 3 losses and 4 victories isn't enough. But there is still potential. There's still potential we can leave folk like to Tottenham, Nice, Barca and Frankfurt. We just need things to go away. But we'll be back for the game against Swansea in this extra long episode. Oh my god, I pressed the wrong button. So we're back. Interesting enough, Florian Wirtz got a little offer. So not Florian Wirtz, Chris Aït-Nouri got an offer. I said no. I really don't want to lose him. So let's figure out this team for Swansea. I am going to utilise this 4-3-3. I think this is the future for us, if I'm being honest. Moving back to this 4-3-3 we're familiar with. As you can see, the familiarity is already quite high. But it basically just resets kind of what they know about the team. And from that loss to Barca, I am beginning to worry about the 5 at the back already just being a bit too figured out. So let's build our team. Todibo is going to come into partner Diomande as Torres isn't super fit. Obviously our deep line defender here is Fabinho. Ward-Prowse. This midfield 3 is essentially never changing. Back line probably isn't all too much. Kurdish on the left hand side. I'm going to start Bunani on the right to give him a bit of game time. And Eleni Kenya, I think, is our next option. I'm going to drop Pau Torres completely out of the side and give Demiral that bench role, just letting him completely rest. Todibo's fitness isn't great, so I am going to actually continue to start Demiral. It is only Swansea. No disrespect, I love Swansea, Lee Trundle. And, bloody hell, I know you said a name. Let's not say him as the reason why I like, I'm thinking about. I know he's not completely fit. Do I make Ortega in? I'm going to give Stefan Ortega against Swansea. I'm going to trust in this squad that I can give maybe a couple players game time that they wouldn't usually get. I was going to say Angel Rangel, of course, and Ashley Williams. No one else who I think of as a very good footballer and forgot some extracurricular activities he got up to that are quite naughty. I don't know why I remember Stoke 2015-16 at the back of my hand, and every other team's just gone. I can't, like, Swansea, if you told me a name, like Leon Britton, there we go. I remember Leon Britton, but the actual squad I couldn't tell you anything about. Anyway, I don't know how I'm going on about this. Kudus driving in on this left-hand side, pulls it across looking for Rakov, headed away. Frimpong, this is going to be a very good game for us. I want to really figure out who needs to be bought. It does feel like we are pretty much set. So maybe it's a role player. As Bunani here, heads just over. Maybe a back up toward Prowse isn't the worst shout. I'm thinking about that. Maybe we need a back up toward Prowse who plays a similar role, because it previously was McTominay, but McTominay's just not a like-for-like change. So yeah, I might have to look at who is a player who can play a similar role to James Ward-Prowse. Christensen here now on this left, Florian Wirtz. This should be a game we win really comfortably. One of the things I was excited for was that this would maybe boost our confidence. And if we can get a good result here in the last game of the Champions League, alongside this, our confidence is through the roof getting ready for Chelsea. Fabinho, battered Ortega, Meri Demiral. This is nicely done here. Frimpong, who has had a very quiet couple games. Ward-Prowse, nicely into Rakov. Bunani released, and it's off the post. Fisher couldn't really get a touch to it. Still, good football, and we are starting to make some of the right ideas count. But we're half an hour in, and nothing really has came of this. Maybe 4-2-3-1, the return back to kind of how it started. That might be the best option, or maybe there's something in between that I'm not thinking of. But yeah, so far, not the best of games. That much is obvious, and Rakov has a slight knock. I didn't even notice that till we progressed through. Swansea aren't really threatening us defensively. Well, not their offense, not threatening our defense, but we are pretty much just hanging around. 11 shots, only 3 on target. Here we go. This is a chance. Sujoa on. Franz Fischer. I think it's Joan, something like that. Mazilu. I have never heard of that guy, so I really don't know how to pronounce his name. Vidal, obviously not Arturo. Fisher. Harvey Darling. Okay, I know who Harvey Darling is. Switches the ball, finds Sabali. Bandinelli. Sabali don't. Their first shot. Frimpong! Oh, what have I done? Why have I signed him? £65 million. He was meant to be like the star right back. He is so bad. I can't believe this. The penalty, unsurprisingly, is awarded. Thankfully, he isn't sent off, and it will be Ryan Yates against Ortega, and it's a beautiful goal off of the top of the post. Ortega went the right way, but we didn't threaten. So yeah, let's make some changes. That's obviously the first thing we need to do. Gonna play something like this. Brunani's not having a good game. Bowen's gonna come on. Frimpong's gonna come off for Ben Johnson. I can't believe how bad Jeremy Frimpong is right now, but maybe he does just need to settle into the side. Borges, they want him to come on for Ward-Prowse. Okay. 15 minutes left. Still not much happening. Ward-Prowse, I think, does have to come off. I don't really have anyone I'd have to put Wirtz back. I think Nori can come on. And I'm going to put Kurish in the number 10. Wirtz there. And Borges on that left-hand side. Kind of swap around the team a little bit. 15 minutes left to go. No way we can lose this game here against Swansea. Christensen, poor cross. Darland clears. Fabinho's there. Christensen again. Kudos. Ward-Prowse. This is nice football. Ward-Prowse just wide. So that was the last chance of James Ward-Prowse. We're going to go a little bit more direct now. Hopefully something comes of that. We're going to go attacking as well. Let's berate the team. 10 minutes left of the traditional 90. We have dominated this game. We gave away one chance. If we lose through one chance here, this will be heart-wrenching. Still not doing good enough. We're countering. We're doing everything right. What about something like this? Come on. And there is a highlight in the 91st minute. Fisher launches it forward. Demiral heads it down to Kudos. Kudos finds Borges. Borges driving forward. Keeps going. And he fucking scuffs it. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. All the space and time in the world. And we lose 1-0 to Swansea. And it's 2 losses in a row. We're knocked out of the FA Cup. That was horrifically bad. A great chance there for Borges in the end. A shocking game from Jeremy Frimpong, who continues to really let me down. I cannot believe we've lost that game. I really can't. And I'm going to have some strong words with Jeremy Frimpong here, because I cannot believe that. Jeremy, let's talk. One player, criticise. You are not good enough. Hopefully that helps him out a little bit. The dynamics of this squad right now, they're beginning to really, really go down. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Right, we'll be back for the game against AC Milan. Right, I'm definitely panicking, but this is what I think is my best 11. Rakov, Kudos, Bowen, Vert, Prowse, Christensen, Torres, Diamante, Frimpong, Trubin, obviously in goal. I'm very upset. I can't believe what's happened. The team all hate me all of a sudden. They're all extremely upset. I said we're having a bad run of form. Like, don't worry. And they went, hey! And I was like, ah! I really don't know how they are upset about that, because we just lost to Swansea, who are the league below us, and we're trying to win the Premier League. And the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup are our best chances at winning silverware. Yeah, I really feel like I'm probably not going to get sacked this season, but I feel like in real life, there's definitely a chance that like people will be going, kind of like Eddie Howe in real life right now. They'll be a bit like, oh, keep an eye on him, you know, if he has another bad couple of weeks. Christensen, Vert, Kudos. Okay, I've changed the tactic around, so it is still the 4-3-3. I've made us a little bit more direct, which was arguably when we're at our best is when we're using really good passes to just play quite direct, aggressive football rather than trying to just hold on to it. Bowen, and it's Jared Bowen who makes it 1-0 against AC Milan. Okay, that's a huge chance. Now, for those wondering, with the league position, yes, we are in 7th, but we have a lot of games in hand, and if we were to win all of them, we'd be 4, maybe 5 points behind top position, which isn't a bad place to be in with, you know, 18, 17 odd games to go. Pau, Torres, Verts, Fabinho, Diamante. Okay, so you can see here, like, we're not direct, we are willing to hold on to the ball, but passes like we saw before with Verts are exactly what we want to do, like aggressive passes with very good players. Verts, it's kind of an old school style where, you know, you'd get someone like Gerrard and their job would be to sit in that hole and just spray passes forward. Beautiful ball cross, Mike Mannion with an amazing save there to deny Petr Rakov, who has been out of the squad for a couple of days, also a couple of games. As I like Ferguson, and I think it's very good when those two players are competing for competition rather than just having Rakov as our number one striker. When Rakov is comfortable is when he gets a bit poor. Kolo Muani's made PSG 2-0 up. I will, of course, at half-time, I'll get up the league table as Rafael Leao makes it 1-0. And again, it's over the head of Jeremy Frimpong, who is just he's been outclassed at every time here at this pack post. You'll see here he's right on top of Liao. The ball's in and he doesn't even like jump for the header. It's really poor. Let's get up this league table. So we are in 12th place. Again, a win could potentially squeeze us into number 8. That is relying on other fixtures. But we need to at least put ourselves in that chance. You know what I mean? Like, if we draw or lose here, we just know we weren't good enough. It wasn't that other teams were good and we got unlucky. We just weren't good enough. Bowen, back post, Christensen. And it's a return to sender type goal here. We conceded a very similar goal. This time, though, it is Victor Christensen, who was a very good fullback signing. No! How has that been disallowed? Rakov. So the same Petr Rakov interfered with play here. I don't see it, personally. I mean, he's a little bit in front of Mike Mannion. Does the ball, the ball doesn't really go near him. A very unlucky goal to have disallowed. But that is kind of VAR's specialty. 1-1 though, 60 minutes in. Do we start making substitutions? Rakov, Kudish, both playing poor, struggling with fitness, as is Ward-Prowse having a good game, but doesn't have any real fitness at all. So Borges, Ferguson's going to come on, Ward-Prowse off. I'm going to have Ruben Neves come in to play that box-to-box midfield role. Pretty much the opposite of what you'd think him as. But it's kind of our best option. Christensen's fitness isn't great either. Vert's having a great game. It's obvious something needs to change here. So with a couple minutes left, Bunani, I'm going to make a double change. Bunani and Aitnori on. Hopefully this can improve us here. Not long left. But again, we do just need one goal is all we need. We don't need to blow AC Milan out the water, but a win. And that would be huge for us anyway. Just a win really does change the complexion of our season. We saw it prior when we really thought we were getting sacked. It was just one win and everything started changing in our favour. Vert, Christensen, okay, Borges, Neves bounces around and Borges was offside anyway. That was not a highlight. I don't know how we saw that. Here we go. A corner kick. Ruben Neves to take. Came on for James Ward-Prowse. And he drives that in. Ferguson. Oh, yes. The big money signing last season in January hasn't really kicked into full gear. But that is what you need him for. Ruben Neves with the corner kick. Ferguson rose highest in a huddle of 6 or 7 players there. And he was the one to get his head onto it. And there's another chance here. Aitnori swings it in. At the front post this time, Ferguson, it heads us into the post. But nearly a quick double salvo, as FM like to say. However, this looks like it's running out. And we're going to end the episode on a high. We beat AC Milan. And where does that leave the league table for now? You will see next episode what it is that actually has occurred and who won and what the results ended up leaving the league table looking like. But we are currently just narrowly in 8th place. Tottenham, with a game in hand, are joint on points. At the same time, Nice, Barcelona and Frankfurt all have the potential, if they win their games, to leapfrog us. So we're relying on 4 separate results. Here is the Premier League table, as you can see, we're 10 points behind Tottenham, 2 games in hand. And it may well be we're struggling because of the fixture congestion here. So it will start to kind of fix itself around this point here. When we hit this Everton game, fixture congestion does get a little bit less steep. But if we stay in our competitions, then that will never happen. But thank you all for watching. A man of the match performance from 22-year-old Evan Ferguson gives us a win and keeps some of our hopes alive. I'll see you soon for the game against Leicester City as we prepare for the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Take care. I'll see you all down the road. Bye-bye.